3, 2, 1, go!
Bingo! What's happening, everybody? That's right, Felons Ain't Failures Podcast. We back in effect. We in the building, finna get ready to put this thing out. This your boy, Coach Chuck, the podcast pastor.
He like to hit the button now. He able to hit the button now. He like to hit the button.
What's happening, everybody? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Big Bro Los. About to shoot off another episode, baby. Y'all know how we do it. We ready? Hope y'all ready for it out there. Y'all got my boy right here.
Your boy D Moss, C Moss, better known as Coach Smurf. How y'all doing out there? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna switch for the next one.
No, just put this is breast cancer.
No, that's not.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
Managed and
That's-
unmanageable.
Unmanageable is unmanageable.
It's the
Next.
next one. Yeah.
Sit down
We're gonna
somewhere.
change for breast
Do we
cancer.
gotta start over?
Yeah.
No, we all right.
He just slice it and dice it and philosophize.
Yeah, what's happening, everybody? Hey,
All right.
what's up, big bro? What's up,
happening,
Coach Smurf? Everybody good in the building?
Yes, sir.
You know what we do? Love you, bro.
Always.
Y'all excuse Lopez for having a wardrobe blank.
You know what I mean? Like he don't know his job.
And we know what episode we doing.
Hey.
Super producer. Come on, Quincy
Yeah.
Jones.
Hey.
Quincy Jones. Tighten up.
Yeah, old Quincy.
We love it,
But
though.
listen,
We love
since we talk about titles, Lopez got it mixed up. Today, we want to talk about managing the unmanageable. Managing the unmanageable. And to me, they speak a lot to me because we live in an unmanageable world. And a lot of times we are in unmanageable situations.
Okay.
And then it's something we talked about. I know it's a word that you're going to pull out that we're going to deal with that kind of put a spin on it. But and like you got to be able to stay sane,
Right.
in this world. And when you, especially for people who are rebuilding their life, you know, my felons, men, women, whoever it is, you know, when you come out to be able to rebuild your life, you have to be able to stay sane in the process of rebuilding.
Okay.
And there's a lot of obstacles we're gonna face, a lot of trials, tribulations, situations, negative people. It's a lot of things that we're gonna have to face. It's a lot of family structures we may be in. It's a lot of situations that may pull at us in the wrong way, and they seemingly may be unmanageable. And if we're gonna build our life and be successful at it, we gotta know how to manage that.
Okay.
And I think that's what we want to talk about today.
Okay.
How do we manage unmanageable situations?
Okay.
Before we begin, I need y'all to get in the comment with this one. All right, I need y'all to get in this comment, and if there's a way that you manage unmanageable situations, type something in the comment because it might help somebody else.
Okay. Managing the unmanageable.
Yes, sir. And it's real broad.
It is broad.
There's so
It is
many
broad.
places we can go with it.
It
but
is broad.
I think it's a key topic.
Because, which is good though. I mean, because the broader it is, the more we get to talk about it.
Correct.
The more we get to bring awareness to. I mean, because it could be an unmanageable person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody you
That
know.
you got to deal with.
You know, it could be an unmanageable place
That you
Could be
got
your
to live
job,
in
You know, it could be
or work in.
You know,
Relationship.
and back to the person, the unmanageable person could be you, bro. Yourself. It could be yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Temperance.
Then we get back into our self-sabotage kind of thing, you know, but we gonna talk about that like we always do.
Another time.
What is it that's unmanageable for you? I mean, what you think you might need to work on right now?
Hit the comments. Hit the comments.
You know, because first of all, I think a lot of times when we use that term, you know, they be like, we might say, I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with it, you know. So, but I got a word here that I found, you know, because y'all know how I do it.
Big Bro Los, the philosopher.
Catastrophizing. Catastrophizing.
Who?
Well, y'all know I get on this doggone thing, bro, and I be straight, bro.
What? And you said it with a straight face. What you call that?
And listen,
Catastrophizing.
There
That's
you
what
go.
it is.
now what y'all don't know is we done already talked about this outside the room before we came in and started filming. And he got right in here and
did.
fumbled.
Catastrophizing.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that
Just tell him what it means.
We real up, bro.
Did you say categorizer? Did you say categorizer?
Catastrophizing. Catastrophizing. You know,
Catastrophizing. There you go.
that's when we make a situation the worst it can possibly be. You know,
say it
it's
again.
one to make a situation as worse as it can possibly be. Now, you know, sometimes we'll say, I make it better than it is. Not just that, as worse as possible. We done took it to the bus out with it. You know what I'm saying? And we do that. You know, when it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad. You know what I'm saying? So
I like that because I said another episode we was filming, I made reference to a point you made in a previous episode. That's why it's important if you're just getting tuned in, you got to go check out some of these other episodes so you can see how every episode ties into the next one. But you talked about how in our minds we make it worse than what it is. And I think that's kind of what that C word means.
Yeah.
So I think
catastrophizing. Catastrophizing.
I'm going to step in on this one. To me, the first point in managing anything that's unmanageable is don't make it bigger than what it is first.
Right.
Like you said, that's a problem. We look at stuff, and even like felons getting out of prison, trying to get their life together, trying to get a job, the first thing we say is, man, they ain't going to hire me. Right then, in your mind, you've made it worse than what it is. You know what I'm saying? And self-sabotage. And you've already removed yourself from the position of being able to take advantage of whatever it is God got for you to do.
Yeah.
So with managing things, the first thing is don't make it bigger than what it is. I know you did what you did. I know you hurt who you hurt. We talked about this last time. But it ain't as bad as you making it feel, like we talked about. Most people think their credit is worse than what it is.
It is.
Until you go pull it and be like, I only owe 3 people.
Yeah, or they can fix it.
Catastrophizing.
They don't fix it because they think it's too much.
It's too much.
Make the move.
They ain't even looked at it yet.
Yeah.
Take the next step.
Take the.
You hear me?
Our episodes tie into each other. I don't care what you say. They do.
Speaking on managing the unmanageable,
Okay.
I'm going to take it to the next step as far as I feel managing the unmanageable, you first have to learn how to manage yourself.
Okay.
Because you have to realize what you're willing to put up with any issue or any other person.
You got to know your limits.
You have to know your limits.
You have to know your limits. Okay.
Because if you don't know yourself, then you're not going to be able to know how to fix a situation.
Yeah, how you going to manage somebody else?
You can't manage yourself. You can't manage your own emotions.
It's not going to happen.
It ain't going to work.
Yeah, you can't, I love this, D-Moss, C-Moss, Coach Smurf.
Coach Smurf.
You can't manage something when you don't know how much you can take.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what limits you able to go to.
If you don't know your limits, then you don't know when to back away. You don't know when to, like, I'm going to let y'all have that. I'm going to let you have that.
Just walk away
Even when
from
it comes like relationships, when people are arguing, sometimes you got to know, I hate to say arguing, but I guess that's what it is. But sometimes you have to know how long and how, you know what I'm saying? Because if some people argue too much, too long, then you start saying stuff that you can't take back. You know what I'm saying? So even managing an unmanageable disagreement with a spouse in a relationship, even with older kids, like
I did that yesterday.
You have to know when you have to know what's too far. You have to be able to say, all right, you know what, baby, like right now, I ain't getting through to you.
You ain't getting
through to me. You ain't getting through to me. Exactly. And I'm about to put my clothes in the car. You know what I'm saying? So for me to manage this unmanageable situation, I can't take no more right now. Please, I'm finna go to Buffalo Wild Wings, watch the basketball game.
It's called active listening.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
So that's what you say, like knowing your limits.
Knowing your
You know what I'm
limits.
saying? But you know, most people feel like, well, I crash out. You know, I'm about what you about. I give the same energy that you give me.
You gonna crash.
And that's the wrong attitude to have. Go ahead, bro.
What that word is again?
Catastrophizing.
Crashing out.
But when people say I give them the same energy that they give me,
that's not always good.
That's not managing an unmanageable situation.
That's not always
because
good.
you willing to go. I remember Cash used to say we can fight, we can shoot,
we do whatever.
Really?
You can do whatever.
Really? About this disagreement, about this chick, about this, we can
fight,
fight, we can shoot.
Times.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We talking about managing an unmanageable. You got to know your limits. You got to be able to say it's going too far.
Yeah.
We can talk about this later.
I done said
And
that
if
a
you got
thousand
somebody,
times, boy.
now we back in relationship. If you got somebody that won't let you walk away from something that's unmanageable, then you need to reassess everything.
You need to really walk
Because
away.
now you got somebody who want to and want to keep pushing.
They thrive
pushing,
off of that.
Instead of they want the same solution you want. Let's fix this. Let's walk away.
You know what I like,
I like
about
that, bro.
You
I
need to
like
really
that,
walk
Smurf.
away then.
I like that.
And
Know
when
your
I'm
limits.
when I'm looking at the 3 words, managing the unmanageable, it's to me, it's almost like you can see that it can be fixed within the words. You're gonna manage the unmanageable. You know what I'm saying?
You can
It's
work
right
on
there.
it.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but we also gotta know your strengths,
And know how to manage.
know your weaknesses. You know, because once you see that within yourself, because you gotta fix you first. Once you see that within yourself, then you can see like, okay, I know where I'm good at and where I'm not so good at. Now let's fix it. Let me work
Pros
on
and
that.
my
Let me find a way to manage that, you know, and be better at that. You know, because again, some of the situations out there are big.
Yeah.
You know, they are there. We got
Talk about it.
We got situations out there that are a beast in our life. But you know, with any beast, with any giant, any kind of thing that you got to go for this huge and taking over, you know, and you're not sure about it, you can't go into it head first, bro.
You got to strategize.
You gotta you do. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta kind of
Be strategic.
I wrote dissect and
Okay.
dismember. You know?
Dismember.
I can see the beast. I know the beast bad. I know the
okay.
beast. That's a bad beast.
Dismember.
And if I run out there on it, he probably gonna do a little something to me. But I'm on chop, chop. Hit that Achilles.
We're gonna break him down.
Chop, chop. I'm gonna break it down. Now he limping a little bit. Now it ain't as bad as he was. He's still bad.
still bad,
you
but
know, but
yeah.
okay, let me chop, chop. Break him down a little bit. Now he on his knees. You know what I'm saying? He on his knees and I'm standing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding a way to manage what was unmanageable.
Manageable.
You know.
Example: credit card debt.
Okay.
I'm speaking to me.
Okay.
All right. I don't, but if you owe $5,000 on a credit card, instead of waiting till you get a big amount of money, send $65 a month. That's the Achilles. Breaking it down. So if you feel like your credit card debt is unmanageable, which I know that's a big thing with a lot of people. Stop looking at it as the entire balance. Like you say, you dismember it. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send $75 a month. They're gonna get this every month. And I'm gonna forget about it, make sure they get it every month. And when I look up, that beat's gonna be down.
Right.
You're gonna look up, it's gonna be 3,000.
What did you do?
1,800.
You managed
You
the
managed
unmanageable.
The unmanageable.
You did it.
So now, you could take that into even family structures. If you feel like the structure, and we talked about this at the table, if you feel like the structure, the family structure is unmanageable, the way it's operating, then you have to dismember it instead of like, I'm gonna change the whole household, I'm gonna say this is what it's gonna be. Now, if you don't like the way the kids are acting or something need to be readjusted by the kids, what you do? You deal with that first.
Right.
You know, you talk with those kids. You put whatever plan in place. You put whatever checks and balances in place to make sure they're on track. Then it's between you and the spouse. Then, okay, let's deal with that. Let's talk about this. Let's do some personal counseling first if we need to. Then some group counseling second if we need to. And I like that. You start dismembering it instead of like, because you know, men, we want to fix everything. And that's what we'll do. We'll just try to tackle the whole beast.
And let me tell you something about us men wanting to fix everything. You know what I'm saying? My wife had to tell me one time. I said, "All right, I'm trying to fix it." She said, "I don't want you to fix it. Just listen.
Listen to me.
Just listen.
Listen to me.
Just listen.
This
Just
is
take time for me.
aggravating.
Just listen for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you're dealing with an unmanageable person, you know, sometimes you gotta
Dial back.
You gotta reassess your expectations.
Yes, you definitely
You gotta
do
reassess
that.
your expectations.
So our expectations could be causing things to be unmanageable.
Unmanageable, yeah.
You know, sometimes it might be a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying?
Because sometimes I think, especially as men, that we forget that we have to let people be people. Like, we want the women to accept us for being hard workers and doing the things we do, but sometimes I think we just mysteriously want them to conform to this expectation
That we have.
because we say this is, if we do this how things will flow. And that's what we talked about, being too rigid, not being able to pivot and adjust and refocus till they get clear. We think that This need to operate like this. You need to do it like this. They need to do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this, and everything gonna be fine. But actually, we got to allow people to be who they are, with grace, accept them to be, and figure out how can we work with that.
Guess what that tie back into? The episode they're gonna see before this, alpha male.
They're not gonna see it before this.
There you go.
They're not gonna see alpha male before this?
Oh no.
Oh, well, whenever you guys see it, make sure you stay tuned in and you can see it.
Definitely alpha male.
Alpha male.
But yeah, I like that, bro, because that kind of gives you a new approach when you say just dismember it.
You're
Break
breaking
it
it
down.
all the way
Break it
down. All
Break
the
it
way
down.
down.
For a man go to war, do we not sit down and count the cost?
You gotta be strategic.
You know what I'm saying?
and
You got to be
strategize.
strategic. You gotta break down your opponent.
Right.
Just think about what we do as football coaches. Before we play a team, we
You
get the
watch
film.
film.
We watch film on them.
Each play
and
by
we
play.
figure out their weakness. We figure out
Got
their
their
strengths.
strengths.
We figure out their best athletes. We figure out their poison. We break them down. We dismember it, and we build our attack based on the dismemberment and the breakdown that we put in place. You could do that with anything in
And
life.
when we do that,
Come out victorious majority of the time.
we're successful.
Yes,
We're
we
successful.
are. Yes,
do it.
we
You know
are.
what I'm saying? When we do it, it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
We found their weaknesses. We broke them down.
Yeah.
Let's
We
attack
moved the
it.
ball. We scored.
And sometimes, at the least, it keeps us in position to win.
Right.
Sometimes that's when we go to pivot. Sometimes once you break it down and it keeps you in a position where it keeps you in the game long enough where you can make that one adjustment and boom, you take off.
Right.
You know what I'm
Game
saying? So
changer, game
sometimes you got to break it down just to stay in the game.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes,
that's why so many times we take so many losses, because we're not breaking down whatever the opponent is, and we trying to take on the opponent instead of breaking it down, and we ain't even in the game.
And a lot of times, bro, because we chose to try to attack this thing head on
Yeah.
and lost, now we figure we're done. You know, that we're never gonna be able to manage what was unmanageable. But we came at it wrong. You know, go back to it and break it down.
Ooh.
Go back to it and break it down. Come at it from a different angle than you did the first time, where you thought it was over and thought you lost.
he
Come
jumping.
back to it and break it down. He jumping. Y'all know what that means. He got something
jumping.
for it.
And I think a big problem, because I'm hearing it in our conversation, everything we saying, some of us have people to help us break it down.
Yes, you do.
But we don't even, some of us men, we have wonderful, strong, intelligent women that help us break down some of these opponents, to help us manage these unmanageable things we facing as a family, as a black man, as a brown man, as a white man, whatever it may be.
Yes, sir.
We have people to help us break it down, but we want to do it by ourselves. When you got somebody right in our house with, if you remove your expectations, assess and understand and accept who they are, and let them sit down to the table and help you break this thing down.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Use your help.
I have a question.
It's not good that man should be alone.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is for the podcast pastor. As far as the felons, right? That's incarcerated behind bars. I know a lot of them feel like their situations are unmanageable because you might have some COs that stay on them, just different things that may come about. So how would you break that situation down to manage that?
It goes back to what you guys were talking about, what you was alluding to, that in unmanageable situations, you have to break down your opponent. You say strategize. Sometimes the only thing that can be managed is you.
Yes, that's what I want to
So
hear.
being incarcerated, one of the greatest things you have to manage is your pride. So like
Your emotions.
like in prison, like let's just say if a guard get flipped with you, like most times you'll say something slick back because
That's just a
because
man,
of your
that's just,
pride.
that's just you being you.
And because there's other inmates around, so you know what I'm saying, you feel like I got to say something. When really you could let him have that and just go on about your day. But now you got to say something back and it goes into this and whatever ends up, disciplinary action that ends up. But in prison, you got to sometimes, the only thing you can manage sometimes
Is
is
yourself.
yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bro. So then, like, when you take that route,
Okay.
you know, and let them have it,
And they keep coming.
what are they? Cause there's plenty of them out there that can come, that's gonna respond. But when he see that you walk away, he gonna be like, well, I can't move that one.
Yeah.
I can't get
yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
And I believe a lot of them try to go in there and see who day I can make hell today.
Right.
Yeah. Who day I can make convict,
If
You
you
know,
don't
one day I
waver,
can make hell today.
you
You know,
don't waver,
add,
they'll
so-
leave you alone.
add some more time on their time.
So manage yourself.
Right.
When it's a situation that you can't manage, that type of situation, you can't do anything about those power structures, about those schedules, those routines. So all you can do is manage yourself. Sometimes managing yourself, as you talked about last episode, Smurf, is some stuff, some people, some things you have to leave behind. So sometimes managing yourself means restraining, withdrawing from certain things, certain groups, certain people. I ain't saying spend your time, do your time alone. Yeah. I'm saying don't do your time around people, activities, and situations that's going to cause you to take a step backwards instead of a step forward. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing I would tell my fellas is on the inside, sometimes the best thing you can manage is yourself. Whatever, get your workout routine. That helps the mind. Read if you able to, you know what I'm saying, really get into reading. Write, draw, find you some positive cats to conversate with, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you manage yourself. Even watch how you eat. You know, we know that eating certain things cause certain behavior, certain thought process. Like, clean up the way you eat. You know what I'm saying? Spend some time with yourself. Spend some time in prayer, in meditation, in stretching, in whatever it is you do. Manage yourself. Manage yourself. So when it's time for you to EOS, end the sentence, get out, come home, you will have you will have developed such a routine and a temperance of self-control with you that it'll be easy for you to come home and accomplish what you got to accomplish. But if you in there and it's just, and everything is wild and you buck wild with it, you ain't managing yourself,
You're going to come home
you're going to come home the same way.
You're going to be right back in there.
I think in all of us and in everybody out there as well, you could probably sit down at the table with a pad and write down a plethora of things that are unmanageable in your life. But you got to pick and choose the battles, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what's important, I mean, and what you really need to go ahead and really attack. You know, because some of that stuff you got on that paper, is it really necessary? Is it really necessary? You know, is it going to benefit me to deal with that right now? Or are there other things further up the page that I need to work on?
Some of us so long ago.
Yeah.
And somebody don't make they say you fight wars, not battles. Right. How it go? I don't know. Somebody comment how that really go. But you know, you don't pick every battle. You just fight war something. Yeah.
Choose your battles.
So choose your battles. Choose your battle wisely. But I know it's something they say about Lopez. You know, something like you losing a war fighting every battle or something like that. Like you choose your battles.
Choose.
You know what I'm saying? Some stuff.
Some things ain't worth your energy or your time.
And that goes with managing yourself. Some stuff just let go.
Right.
Like, you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. So what they say, you're going to be a crackhead all your life. Just stop smoking crack and move on with your life. You know, you ain't got to prove to them.
You ain't got to prove it to let them see it.
You ain't got to, just
I think,
your actions.
I think what you might be trying to say is, bro, you know, you might have lost the battle, but you didn't lose the war. Because, see, what happens is...
Maybe it.
What happens is, in battles...
Somebody got to lose.
War,
yeah.
You know, you might have lost that day. The war ain't over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might have lost that day.
Lost some casualties, yeah.
But, you know... you got to fight the next day. We see it every day with Russia and Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they someone losing battles.
But it's still at war, yeah.
But it's still at
the war ain't over.
You know, you might lose some battles, you know, but it's the war you want to win.
What Pops told Craig on Friday? Put the gun down because you live. Right. You live to see another day.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Friday.
Yeah.
Classic hood movie.
In these streets.
So managing the unmanageable people. Yeah. You know, I mean, we all have to do it somewhere in our life. Yeah, you know, but it's out there. It exists.
It's here.
You know what I'm saying? So figure out what it is.
And it begins with managing you first.
Yeah.
I like that. It begins with, first of all, say that word.
Catastrophizing.
Don't make it bigger than what it actually is. In your mind.
In your head.
Don't make it bigger than what it is. Break it down. Use your help. Manage you, and fight it.
There we go.
I like that.
That's it. I like it, bro.
And this FAA podcast, we out of here. Peace.
Deuces.